have in my hand the Stanley low profile fixed TV wall bracket. It's designed to support TVs from 60 up to 100 inches. It's low profile, so the TV will only be sitting about 38 millimeters or 1.5 inches away from the wall, and it's available with free delivery directly from freetv.ie. So we're going to cover a few things. First of all, the first thing is that the specification on this TV, but not what's printed on the boxes, that supports 60 to 100 inches. So if we look at the user manual that comes with it, it'll say 60 to 100, but the type on the box was actually marked as between 40 and 62, which it definitely isn't. It's the largest TV bracket we have in the range. We have other ones up to 90, but these are far more substantial. This will easily hold something like a 100-inch TV. And when you see it actually in full description here, you'll know why. So I'm just going to rotate this around to show you the back of the box here, so you can just see what an example of how it might look when it's mounted on the wall. There's no tilt angle with it, but that's not unusual, because with the larger TVs, generally you just want to set it up and look at it directly, where other TVs, maybe smaller ones, you want to maybe pull out angle, etc. like that. So this is basically a main TV viewing room, so you'll set it up in a specific location. Stanley themselves make a fantastic range of TV brackets. They've gone in aggressively and they had a huge range, and the quality is exceptional, better than any other brand I've seen on the marketplace, but unfortunately they priced themselves poorly in the marketplace, and it ended up that we were able to buy up a huge stock of Stanley TV brackets at much reduced prices, simply because they wanted to clear stock. It allowed us to have what is undoubtedly the best range of TV brackets on the market at the lowest price. And it's all with free delivery, so it's a really super, because I've always wanted to stock the full range of Stanley, was put off by the price, but now I can do it. So fundamentally, the bracket itself is made up of two component parts. The first part is the bracket that goes directly onto the wall. So you can see it's very substantial, and it's mounted with the following plugs and bolts. So if you just hold up this kit, you'll see in the bottom there's 6 plugs, 6 bolts here, extremely long bolts, okay? So you need to secure it into a strong timber or concrete or similar base to be able to mount it safely. And we'll mount it normally in 6 locations. So we will do either ends, the centre, and top and bottom. So a total of 6 that way. And when we have this set up, we want the Stanley name written on top, so we know it's there, and obviously not upside down. So that's the bracket mounted on the wall. The next part is put brackets onto the TV, and then finally to connect the TV bracket, TV with the bracket on it, onto the bracket that's on the wall. So we come along here, we'll see how we're going to do this. We're going to achieve it using this bracket here. So it's going to, there's an arrow here to indicate what's mounted upwards. So fundamentally what we want to do is we're going to drop this onto this once we have the television attached to it. So the first thing is to note that there's a slot here and holes here, and this is where we'll use these nuts and bolts. There's a total of 5 different sizes of bolts here, and what we'll do in each case is we'll mount 2 bolts over here, 2 on the far side, and they'll match up with the VISA standard holes that are in the back of the TVs. And VISA is just an industry standard to say that on small TVs will use a certain sizes thread range, and normally small televisions will be, will say 75 or 100 millimeters. Larger TVs like a 32 inch might be 200 by 200. And when we get to larger sizes here, we're basically looking at either 400 by 400 or maybe up to 600 by 600, or a combination of both. So if we can imagine that we've used the bolts to bolt this from behind directly into the back of the television, what we come along now is we have the following bracket, which is quite nice. So what we'll do at that point in time is we just come along and we drop this bracket directly in. It slides in. I'll just show you the side profile here. There's a slot here that matches with the slot on top, and again on the bottom there's a locking mechanism. So what we want to do is we're going to drop this in on top, slide it down, and then we want to use the spring-loaded mechanism here to actually pull in this string. And what will happen is we're able to do it then, and it's able to lock directly in here. So now it's locked in, and we can do exactly the same on the far side. We slide it in, we pull it down, and we lock it in like this. And we have stops at both ends. So if we try to slide it off the ends, it won't go. And if we try to come along and we try to put force from below, we're not able to unclip the bracket from the TV. So now we have a locking mechanism on both sides. Now you would want to double check that the locking mechanism is snapped in tightly, but you know, it's spring loaded, so normally that shouldn't be an issue. But once we have that locked directly in, we're able to come along and we're going to just drop the television in that manner directly onto the wall, and then we have it locked directly in. And one thing then, we're left with the string mechanism here, which is a bit of a pain in the bottom. You're thinking it'll sort of be in the way. But what Stanley have done is they've actually put a magnet into this, so when we're working here and we come along, we want to hide it afterwards, we can just mount it here like that, and then the magnet will hold it in position, and we can only pull it back down when we need it again. So really clever design as well. So obviously this is a rather niche market. This is like by some distance the largest and most solid TV bracket I've ever mounted. So the number of 100-inch TVs been sold in the marketplace, not so absolutely massive. As I said, we have another couple of ranges within the Stanley thing that go up to 90 inches or so. This is slightly more expensive, but still the price point on this is extremely low. Fundamentally what we're trying to do is we're trying to, whatever the agreed sale price on this, we're probably trying to sell it at about a 60 to 70% discount on that, and we're able to do so because of the job lot nature of how we receive the stock. So that's it anyway, an overview of the Stanley low profile TV bracket, 60 to 100 inches.